Darren, you want to start it off?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what was this call really about? I think I kind of missed out on, the planning. I just kind of I just got home, saw you guys were getting on. So what's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why. Okay.
Darren, I
Cool,
think
man.
this would just be a good call to help them get on the right track, and just kind of a plan to really make this the biggest month, especially with those of you who plan on being there for convention. This is going to be the last month before, you can rank advance or what you're going to be recognized as up there on stage for. So.
Oh, Daniel said he's on his way home right now, but yeah, I mean, the reason why, I mean, I've just been spending a lot of time kind of communicating and getting on the same page with a lot of my leaders, and the reason for that is because I know the past couple of months, I know the communication kind of got lost between a lot of people, and the communication and the relationships are the glue that keeps this business together. We can exponentially grow, but if no one's actually communicating, talking, staying on the same page, then that growth isn't going to sustain itself. It isn't going to duplicate. So what I'm covering, I mean, I'm working on more videos like that video the other day. I'm not really making as many lifestyle videos for the next couple weeks. I'm going to make more content videos just with my webcam because there's less distractions. It's more genuine, more personal, like that one I kind of experimented yesterday that seemed to like buy pretty well with everyone on the Race to Global. Everyone on YouTube was all psyched on it. So, I've definitely been learning a lot, just from hanging out with Anthony Burns for 2 weeks, man. That guy's a monster. So he's definitely been teaching me things that are just awesome tools from the corporate sales world that, if we can apply that to Wake Up Now, I mean, it's going to do nothing but help us destroy this business. So I'm not going to cover a lot of stuff. You guys watched that video, right? I know both of you guys saw it, so I'm not going to go over any of that stuff. Something that I'm about to work on in the next couple of days. I mean, one thing I want to talk about is duplication. And, I've made a video on duplication before, but I realized that I told people what to do, but I didn't tell people how to do it. And that's really important. Like, that's something you guys want to make sure you do as well. When you're criticizing your team, you got to make sure it's constructive, not destructive. Because some people, they'll tell people like what they're doing wrong, and then they don't tell them what to do. And that's not beneficial. That's not helping that person. You gotta tell them what they're doing wrong, tell them what they need to do, and tell them how to do it. So that's kind of why, I'm kind of remaking a lot of my YouTube videos because I've learned a lot since my first videos, and I'm gonna take some down and replace them and make them more step by step that people can actually follow and apply. Like that video I made yesterday, people can go out there and apply that stuff. So I think that's really good, something that people can take action with. You guys are in the leadership page too, yeah? So you saw that I'm also working on that website. Okay, right. Cool. So yeah, I'm still definitely want to get some of your guys' 2 cents on that, what you guys think would be really helpful. Because, I mean, going from being an IBO or a preferred customer to a director 1, I mean, it's like, what are the main things that you think are important? I mean, I guess when you're an IBO, there's a lot of things you shouldn't be doing, when you're an IBO. Like, I don't think people should really try to recruit people, like, within their first week or 2 when they join. I mean, they could definitely, do the invite, get them on a call with an upline. But, in terms of explaining it to anyone, they have to spend that time to thoroughly understand, business management, time management, how building this business works and the services and the products and, the value. Otherwise, it's just like, if they're just pitching people on the money, we got to cut that out. We got to stop that. If we can stop that sooner than every other team and Wake Up Now, our team is going to surpass everyone, because that's why Julian Christener hasn't been able to hit global executive for the past 4 months. I remember 4 months ago, he told me he was less than 1,000 people away from it, but he hasn't hit it in 4 months. Okay, because like, a lot of people on his team as well, they sign people up to earn income. So a lot of those people, they join for 2 to 3 months and they're not earning any income. They quit because they didn't even use the services. They didn't even manage their money. They didn't even use any of that stuff. So, we really got to start to build this thing more like it's a legitimate business. And that's really what I'm trying to structure with it. I mean, we were at corporate and, just hanging out with Kirby and those guys. If we could promote this thing like a real business, know, really showing people. It's hard for people to grasp because it's only $100, but we got to really show people the seriousness that they're starting a business. And it's like there's a lot of things like it. So duplication, you know, this is kind of what I'm going to talk about in my next video, you know, giving people a little bit of a step-by-step process on how they can actually duplicate their team the right way. So a lot of people here, you know, bring 3, help 3, get 3, but they don't actually like, they don't follow it, you know, they don't resonate with it. They bring 3, like say you guys are brand new and, you know, you guys are workhorses. So you might go out there, you might sign up 10 people and maybe a couple of those guys get a person, okay, you're a founder 3. But really look at what you did. You didn't bring 3 people in and you helped the 3 get 3. You went in and brought 10 people in. So then now all those 10 people are relying on you. So, you know, when we get people on, we want to teach people how to just qualify and interview the right people so they can get 3 legit people right off the bat. So you come on, we'll help you get 3 of the right people. You know, we need to have a thing where everyone's staying in communication with 4 people. Okay, their upline, whoever brought them in, and their 3 top leaders on 3 of their separate legs. You should be able to communicate with those 4 people on a daily basis just to stay on the same page. Because if you can, you know, say right now you guys are, Chris, you're founder 3 too, right? Or okay, cool. So yeah, so for example, like you have your 2 lines. So, you know, you want to find your top leader on your first line, your top leader on your second line, find a top leader for your third line, and really put those people on your wall and communicate and build really close relationships with those 3 people. And what you're going to do with that relationship is you're going to hold them accountable to using the services, to being a product, to building a real business and doing the exact same thing with their 3 people. Because what that's going to do is that's going to go down the line. Rather than signing up 10 people and they get a couple people and now you're managing all 10 people trying to, you know, talk to all 10 of them every day, it's not going to work. You're not putting quality time onto quality people. So we need to really teach people how to just focus on 3. You know, like it sounds so simple because it is. It's like everyone knows more than 3 people. So you don't need to worry about trying to go out there and sign up everyone. Find the 3 best people you know, get them into the business, and just spend a lot of time helping those 3 people get their 3 and do the same thing with those people. Because that's going to, like, what I'm trying to show people is that you can grow exponentially, whether you just go out there, flash cash, personally recruit everyone yourself. You can have exponential growth, but it's not going to be as sustainable if the relationships and the communication isn't intact. So just by creating that, where people have the culture of they join and they have their 4 people that are basically like they're really close inner circle. Your 3 top leaders on your 3 different legs, and then your upline, and everyone can stay on the same page that way. We can relay messages. People can communicate. So, you know, there's a difference between, you know, what I'm teaching people is like when they're new, they're dependent. So as you start to do your research and learn more about the services and use the benefits and save money yourself, you become independent. But there's another level past that. You know, we don't want people just to be independent. I don't want you guys to be independent. I want you guys to be interdependent. Okay, interdependent is where you guys are all so independent that you work well with other independent people. Okay, and that's something that we really need to teach people. We don't need to, like, I'm not saying you need to be dependent on your 4 people, but you guys all have to be interdependent upon each other. All 4 of you are independent, but you work really well with each other. Okay, that's something that we really want to stress to people, because that's huge. That's going to duplicate the business. That's going to keep everyone on the same page. It's going to give everyone the right support. So it's not like a few people are getting, you know, special support. Everyone has the same, you know, amount of support. It's just fair for the newest person, and that duplicates. So, you know, just how to duplicate. Just get it really building those relationships with those 3 people, like you too, Devin. And that's why I wanted to talk to Daniel. So he's a founder 3. I want to make sure that he talks to his 3 top leaders on his 3 different legs, builds really close relationships with them. I want to talk to them too, so we can help those 3 people, you know, basically get really close with their 3, and that way all 3 under his 3 legs will be able to duplicate all 9 of his people into 30 people in the next week or 2, you know, and then from there it's going to grow again. It's going to duplicate through phases. So 27 people times 3, that's going to go up to like 80 people. Right. You know, so it's like it might take a little bit longer, right, but when it is grown that way, it's going to stay together. Because so many people have teams that are falling apart. People are hitting me up saying like, yo, you know, I lost 30 people. You know, I keep signing people up and they keep quitting. It's like, dude, it's because you signed so many people up and you're trying to spend all this focus on all your people. You end up not spending any focus on anyone. You know, it's like you can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. You know, and that's the kind of way that we need to show people, because it's like it's easy to get overwhelmed. And when you don't like fucking anyone, and it's like, that's not good. It's like, we're business partners. We're in business together. We need to communicate. We need to be there to motivate, to help each other, to mastermind, to collaborate ideas. All these things. That's why, I wanted that website to be like a leader thing where we can all kind of collaborate our ideas into it. Because what that website's going to do, it's going to be free. It's going to be on Founders Legacy. You see it already. It's private, though. There's a password and everything. So it'll be something that we give to people with a password. Yo, what up?
Is it going to be like Vipassana or a different layout?
It'll probably, yeah. I mean, it's like, I honestly don't even have Vipassana login, so I've never seen their website. But, I mean, it's like the same concept that they used, which is what blew Savage's business up. Okay, Savage's, the reason why his team duplicated is because of their training website. They have a training website called like vipassanalife.com or something, and it's private. Only the Vipassana team gets it. That's why it's like, I need to make them for all of my legs, not just my power team dominating. I want everyone dominating in my organization. So they have a password protected training page that walks people through the levels. So when they're an IBO or a preferred customer, they only have a section of the training. So they only get the information that allows them to get from an IBO to a Director 1. When they're a Director 1, they get access to the next level of training, which gives them the information and the tools to get to Director 3. At Director 3, they get the next level of training, gets them to Founder 3, to Founder 4. So they give you special training that teaches you the skills necessary to move you through the ranks, because when you're a D1 or an IBO, you don't need to learn how to do online marketing and attraction marketing as much as you do when you're a Founder 4 or even a Founder 3. So when you're a D1, when you're an IBO, you need to focus on how to invite, how to handle objections, how to cold market, how to edify, how to use the products and use the services, and I mean, things like that, So it's like people join the business and they get overloaded with training. Now, if someone comes into this as an IBO, we send them Founders Legacy. I mean, yeah, it's in order, but if they scrolled all the way to the bottom and start watching those videos, they're just going to be like, okay, how do I apply branding myself to getting to Director 1? It's like, that's not meant for Director 1. That branding yourself is for people Founder 3 and up, to use. That's kind of why I use that video. So, we really need to focus on duplicating more Founder 3s, because there's a lot of people on the teams that they've been stuck at Founder 3, and that's not good. That means they have 12 people who haven't been able to get their 3 people, or even duplicate more Founder 3s in their business. We need to make sure that the newest people are constantly following a system that's helping them get to 600 a month. That's all we need to focus on. I don't need to throw any training in there that teaches you how to get above Founder 4. As long as someone gets on and just knows how to duplicate Founder 3s, all those ranks will happen automatically. I mean, branding yourself, online marketing, those are the only things you need to know above Founder 3. It's like, besides the fact that you just need to duplicate your newest people and you'll achieve like Founder 7, executive, and above. You want to have a lot of people making money. So that's just kind of where my head's been the past couple of days, looking at that a lot. I got my boy Brandon Peterson, who made me the one website. He's helping me make like a really, really legit training website. I actually made an app last night too. So once it's activated, I had to register with the App Store. There's going to be an app for the iPhone. It's a Founders Legacy app that I worked on all night last night. So it's going to have all the training. Yeah, it's going to have all the training. It's going to have like Facebooks for like Brandon Boy, top leaders, some good personal development speakers that people can follow. It's going to be a free app for the iPhone. I could probably register for Google, but I don't know. I'll just do it for iPhone. It's like $100 a year. So I put it up on the App Store. So it's just going to be easy. People can join. They can go to the App Store. They can download the Wake Up Now. They can download the One Local app, and they'll also go and download a Founders Legacy app. And it's going to have links to all the trainings, Founders Legacy, One Train, Global Training, the personal development. So it's just going to be simplified. People can feel like they get something right away. They look at their phone, they have that One Local, they get that right away. They have the Founders Legacy, they get that right away. They can do the training on their phone, So it's just like, I think that'll be cool. I just saw an ad on Facebook, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just make an app. They said it only takes like a couple minutes. So it's pretty legit though. I ended up just staying up all night working on it. So that'll hype people up. That'll be cool to see that people are using an iPhone app for our team. It's like, it's gonna add a lot of credibility to it. Me? I think I got like 30 minutes because the call is at 8:30 Pacific time. So yeah, it's only.
Yeah, no, I was here. I just had it on mute so I could cut out any background noise. But yeah, no, I got like 5 more minutes, and I'm just kind of listening in a little bit too on what Darren's saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you go, man, definitely take some, give us some advice, whatever you think.
I mean, mainly, the main thing is I've been working also with Brett Boucher the last couple of days, getting some of his mentorship, seeing, really trying to see too, because obviously those guys have had a lot of success, and seeing, okay, what's your plan for July, and I know for them too, a big thing that they're focusing on, I already know, this, Darren, is, they're really trying to implement the home event culture again, something that Darren and I did with our last company a lot, they're really trying to say, okay, a lot of people are killing it with three-way calls too, but it's like, I feel part of because we don't have such a strong retention is because a lot of people aren't using the products, but it's also, having that emotional kind of feel to the group, to what we're doing here. And I feel like a big portion, obviously a lot of us, especially like Darren and I, we've built a lot of online markets, so we literally have teams all over, but it's also sometimes if you can still integrate some of that, home event, aspect of it, and just catering to those people. And, this can be a call for another time too. He kind of built a whole new format of how he's been doing the home events. And I've shared it with a couple of my teammates already, some of my leaders, and they've all just been kind of blown away with the format and be like, wow, this is awesome, because what it really does is it takes the newest person, allows them to get up on, and talk in front of people, get them a little bit more comfortable. It takes somebody with a little bit more experience who has a story, who can talk a little bit, and then finally has, a higher up leader as well, who's able to close. And so, it kind of brings a different aspect of it, but I really like it because I know, in some sense, yeah, we're trying to build sustainability, but at the same time, we want to build an emotional connection with the people, so when they're thinking about it, if they're ever thinking about canceling their subscription, it's not only the benefits and services that they're losing, it's the whole, it's a community, it's the culture, it's everything that you're building up. And, it was kind of like one of those things that Brett gave me an example of was, it's like when you're dating somebody and then you decide to marry them. Just because you've married them and you've closed them doesn't mean you're going to stop, dating them and continually, pursuing and showing that you are, the best person. That's the same thing. I feel so many people, we close an IBO, and then that's it. It's like, okay, we've signed them up onto the next person. And it's like, that's just the start of it all. That's just where the start begins. You got to continually show them, why we're doing is working. Why are we going to help change your financial situation? How are we going to help other people too? It's not just a one-stop thing. And it's really kind of like what Darren was saying, taking the time and showing people how to do it. Even if you spend that first hour, it may not seem time efficient, but if you give that newest person an hour sometimes and explain them, how it works, and obviously the videos are going to be there too, to help make things more time efficient. But if you show them that you care, that you show them how to make that list in the beginning and those couple things that they might need, I think it's going to go so much further, and so much more down the road. So I think, again, kind of what it's all about, consistency. I mean,
well, yeah, this is what I would say, Chris. Like, another video I'm working on is really helping people clearly define their why and their passion when they first join the business. So, what you can spend time on is, if they're brand new, and you don't need to spend an hour with them, maybe 20, 30 minutes. I mean, even if someone's brand new and you're getting, high ranked founder 3, founder 4, just to call someone up, give them 5 minutes of your time, be like, hey, I'm about to get on a couple calls, but I just wanted to give you a couple minutes. I mean, make it urgent. So I learned from Anthony, sometimes I get on calls and, we're just chilling at the beach, but he's just like, dude, tell him that you're busy. Tell him that you have conference calls going on. So I get on like, hey, sorry guys, I have a conference call 5 minutes, but I really wanted to take some time to get on there. So you just make it sound like it's really important. So you get on with them for 5 minutes, pump them up, and just that extra belief from, someone calling them up and welcoming them. So when you do talk to someone for 20, 30 minutes when they're brand new, I mean, what I would say when you're spending time is you want to stress the importance of using the service and benefits, how the finance software has helped you, how the savings you've applied, and then, yeah, your why. You want to explain to them, you know, I just want to explain to you, like, my why, so you can see how real this business really is. You know, what my stats the other day, so many people, you know, over expect their first year and under expect their 5 years into it. So they're not looking long term. They're not having like that vision. So what that means is they don't have a clearly defined why. So I'm talking to people from this point is not just a why, but also a passion. So, you know, they're also happy doing what they love, but they're also, you know, helping the people that they love, because that's usually the two things that people want out of life. They want to do what they love and they want to help the people that they love. That is something that everyone has common ground with. So you want to find common ground with those people, share with them what your passions are, what your why is for being in this business, and really talk to them about, you know, just, I just want to get on the phone and really just stress you, man. You got to think about this, and, you know, just talk to them about what their why is, ask them why they're in the business, you know, ask them why they want to be successful, ask them what their passions are, why they want time freedom, what are they going to do with the time freedom, and just pump them up, man. Put that in their head. Tell them that it's real. It all starts with a thought. That's how it happened for you. It's how it happened for me. It's all just, you know, you ask the universe and it'll give it to you. If you never ask, you're not going to ever get it. So, you know, you got to ask to receive. Otherwise, nothing's just going to, oh, what's up, Daniel? Oh, yeah.
Thoughts become things. The secret is like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, the secret is good. Have you ever listened to the audio, Your Wish is Your Command? It's on SoundCloud.com/founderslegacy. You know, it's powerful, man. You can hear. Let me see if I can message it to you guys or something. Yeah, it's sick, man. It's like, you know, honestly, when I first heard, you know, The Secret, I wasn't that impressed. I was like, dude, I feel like they're telling me about it, but they're not really explaining it. Like that whole movie, it's like they hype you up to like want to know more, and then they basically, what The Secret is Bob Proctor's trying to sell us on his, you know, law of attraction training, because he teaches you so much more than what that movie teaches you. So that movie is like a sales pitch to get you to go sign up for Bob Proctor. That's why it's like it's really interesting, but it doesn't actually go into it. That's why it's just like I never really knew it. It's like the way they make the movie is kind of cheesy. I was like, dude, this is whack. And you know, when I saw this audio, which I got in New York, I put it on the messages. Your wish is your command. It's on the SoundCloud.com/founderslegacy. It's sick. This audio is like, it's like a college professor teaching you how law of attraction works. He gives you ways. It's like when you're thinking of things, you got to think about things in the positive rather than the negative. You know, if you're fat, you don't want to say, I don't want to be fat anymore. I don't want to be fat anymore. You want to say, I want to be fit and healthy. There's a difference. Even though it's the same result, there's a difference. You know, you're thinking about, I don't want to be fat. You're thinking about being fat. You're going to be more fat. You know, so it's just like very, very simple ways to apply the law of attraction. That's why this audio, man, is pretty powerful. You know, the stuff that he talks about, and I'm pretty sure this guy who's talking about is a part of the Freemasons. He talks about that a couple times too. So, no, that's what they all use. So we might as well use it too, but not for evil. use it for good.
Hey, no, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I'm about to head out, but you know, I want to connect with you guys again tomorrow, and again, you know, just stay consistent. You know, especially this month. I just want to step it up with the leadership and the contact. And I think if we can all stay in touch, you know, it's just going to help all of us that much more.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Have a good one.
All right, you guys. Well, have a great night, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, dude.
All right, later, dude.
All right, see you. Bye.
Yeah, one thing I kind of want to piggyback on, guys, that Darren was talking about, that like I've actually started to implement, like before we started talking about this, was that I feel like way too many people try to go from like they start as an IBO and they already are trying to act like they're founder 5, you know, and like you can't be an IBO with no credibility, right? Your Instagram doesn't have anything about Wake Up Now in it, and yet try and recruit everybody from Instagram, Facebook, you know, all your Twitters. Like you can't go off and get those people because you're not credible, you know, like, and I've seen this firsthand. When I first started and I blasted about it, right? I didn't have anybody, you know, nobody had got responses, none of that, dude. I got people hitting me up now on a weekly basis telling me like I want to join, like not even like asking me questions, just being like, hey, I've seen what you've been doing, I want to join. I see what, like, it looks really cool, tell me more, you know? And that right there just blows my mind, you know?
Yeah.
How I gained that credibility, dude, is the best way to explain it is you know, when you're like Julian and like Darren and Brandon and even, you know, all the top leaders, right? They have something that most of us don't have, and it's a monetary value, right? They have a bank account that we don't have, right? So they can go and rent Lamborghinis and get penthouses and do all that kind of stuff. A lot of people think they're limited by that, right? They think they're freaking limited. Go buy some t-shirts, right? That's something that anybody can afford. Go make yourself some Wake Up Now t-shirts. That right there, start taking pictures of Wake Up Now t-shirts. It changes people's mentality, right? Do stuff that you can actually do, right? I went go-karting today with my dad, you know, because I have to work tomorrow on 4th of July, so I won't be doing anything with my family on 4th of July. So I hung out with him today because I never really get to see him. And, you know, I took a picture of me at the go-karts, you know, with my polo and my Wake Up Now shirt, and I'm going to turn it into a video, you know, but like doing little things like that get you like advertisement, posting a picture that's not yours, that has money and stuff in it. I mean, what's that doing, dude? It's doing nothing for nobody. If anything, it's giving us a bad name, you know? And so like, let me get back to the point though, is I've been telling all my newest people, because I actually have a California team this is the first month that I started building in California. Danny, you know, we're going to be doing home events, dude. Like, you know, you need to step it up with me and, you know, be on the phone with me every single week, and I'll help you build your rapport. I'll come down there and we'll go to the malls and stuff to get people to come to your home event, you know, and stuff. But like, here's the number one thing that I'm realizing people aren't doing. They're immediately going to their social networks instead of getting on their phone and doing a simple invite to their friends, right? They're bypassing the simple invite. You know, I talked to my friend Mindy up in Vegas, and she was like, you know, oh yeah, I'm not getting any luck on Instagram. Well, duh, you don't have nothing on Instagram. There's nothing about, like, if somebody said, I want to join your business, and all you've posted about is your softball team, where's the business? How am I going to see the credibility? You see what I'm saying? So like I told her, all you need to do, Mindy, is you're a cute chick, you're blonde, like, you know, you have a lot of friends, right? It makes a difference, am I right? You know, women have so much power in network marketing. I was like, all you have to do is call 10 people and be like, look, I'm really excited. I just got involved in something big, right? I wanted to tell you first, are you open to opportunities? Plain and simple, are you open to opportunities? They're going to say yes. They're going to, awesome. You know what? Kind of in a hurry. I'm about to leave, you know, go to the mall with some friends. But if I sent you a short video, would you watch it? Anybody can do that. You know, but people are getting on their phone trying to tell people the product plan, like Darren said, they don't even know the products. They don't even know what One Finance is, what it manages, you know, how it you know, correlates your finances or how it shows you where you're budgeting. And, you know, they don't know anything about that. So people are trying to explain something they don't know. Anybody, like this is the example I tell people. I go, if you got invited to the biggest party of the year, I promise you it would be like the same phone call you would do to tell somebody that you're excited about an opportunity, right? It's the same thing. You're going to call a friend and be like, dude, I just got invited to the biggest party of the year. Are you going to come or not? Right? It's the same thing. You're going to call somebody and be like, yo, I got a big opportunity I want to talk to you about. You're one of the first people on my list that I wanted to get a hold of before I go and tell everybody else. Do you have 5 minutes of free time? Or tell them, hey, do you got a couple minutes to watch a video? Or tell them, hey, just seriously, I just need a yes or no. Are you open to opportunities to earn extra income? Because if you're not, I'm going to go talk to the other 100 people on my list. You know, something so easy. And I did that, right? She got me on 5 three-way calls that night. Right? You know, and that right there, just it's duplicatable. You know, I cannot explain the business like Darren can, right? Right? I'm not there yet. But how long has Darren been in it? What, 12, 13 months? I've been in it 4.
Yeah.
Right? You see, so people have to get step by step and learn, right? I have friends asking me, right? This is what they tell me. They go, what are you doing at 3 a.m. when you say that you're grinding on Wake Up Now? Ready? This is my workstation. I got books, right? You know, I sit here and I find new people to talk to. I read how to develop my mind. I watch, like I showed Darren a video which blew my mind. I want you guys to watch it. It's a motivational video about being successful and how to get there. And I watch it every morning and every night. And it's changed my perception on my day. Because if you think more negative thoughts every day, you're going to get more negative results. You know what I mean? Just crazy, crazy stuff, guys. I think we lost Darren. You guys see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so like for Danny, for example, you know, Chris, you and I need to get, you know, partnered up more. It's kind of my fault we haven't. But Danny, dude, you got a couple of people on your team that are working, right? Miguel's working. He's got me on a few three-way calls, right?
Yeah.
He's been making it happen. So I mean, here's the thing. This is as simple as it is, dude. You got to tell your friends, like, put your priorities in line, right? You know, draw out how many hours a week you got to spend on your fortune, because a lot of people have a shitload of time to spend on the fortune, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to like draw it out. When people tell me they don't have time anymore, this is what I tell them. I've changed my perception. I go, oh, you know what? I felt the same way, you know, when I started. Why do you think you don't have any time? They're going to be like, oh, because I work a full-time job and I play sports, right? You're going to be like, oh, okay. So how many hours a week do you work? I'm just curious. Oh, okay. So like 40 hours. Okay. How many hours a week do you do just for sports? Oh, like probably like 10 hours a week worth of sports time. Oh, okay. Take that number right in front of their face to subtract it from 168. Right? There's 168 hours in a week. Subtract it from it. Oh, okay. Well, you know, it's going to sound crazy, but you have 50 hours of free time in a given week, which means that you have about 7 hours a day to dedicate to something. And I promise you, all you really need is like 2. You know? So when you break it down to people, they can't tell you no. You know, when you break it down like that, by them telling you no, literally lets themselves know to themselves that they're retarded. You know what I mean? Like, really, though. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, for Danny, dude, I'm telling you, the biggest way to get your team to blow up right now is, like, Miguel's working, right? You know?
Yeah.
I already told, you know, I've already traveled out to your house. I told you I'd come out to your house every single week. And I mean that, dude. You know, so, like, today's Thursday. Let's set something up for Saturday or Sunday. I'll come out there before work and we'll do a little home event, dude. You know, okay. Darren, you can introduce me. I'll give a brief little thing. We get Darren, Dean, Brandon, somebody on a Skype call, just to even more get more leverage going. You know, and I know they'll do it. But the thing is don't expect 50 people. You understand, if you have 5 prospects, right, or 5 IBOs, and you get 10 new people to come or 5 new people to come, that is an accomplishment. You got to understand that. Every one person that comes, that is success, right? If nobody comes, you're still succeeding because you're trying, you know? So we got to come together, Danny, and we got to figure out how to get as many people to a home event as possible, because doing the phone calls and stuff works, but I've seen what home events can do. You know, I've already game planned with Mindy, right? I made Mindy a promise. I told her, this is what I told her. She just started. I go, you're going to have 5 people, 5 IBOs underneath you by Sunday. Okay. Then another week go from there to next Sunday. You're going to have 1 home event. And I guarantee you that 5 is going to turn into 10 or 15. And when that happens, the following week, I'm going to drive up to Vegas and we're going to do events in a hotel penthouse every 2 hours. And we're going to go recruit people from the hotel, from the pools, from the clubs, whenever. And we're going to go fucking bring people up and just introduce the idea. Right. And she was like, really? And I was like, it's that simple. You know, you bring Darren or Dean or somebody onto a Skype call, you know, at a, you know, an event at her house with a bunch of young kids that are there. I mean, the possibilities are absolutely endless, but we got to get people to just do this simple thing of inviting people to expose them to the opportunity. Right.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead. I'm driven to do anything impossible. I'm driven to use any means possible to make it happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely varies because it depends on, the market you're talking. If you've been talking to people, more marketing people in your city and your town, and you're not conveniently able to come to your home, then yeah, webinars can definitely get more people onto the exposure, because it could be all around the U.S. and people can, log in from the comfort of their home. But, eventually you do want to have a physical team. You do, like, online. When I teach people about online and they're new and like maybe they don't know how to do online yet, I tell them don't worry about it. I tell them to do the warm first, because as you build your warm market up, you warm market, you cold market. That's what we'll teach people when they're IBOs, because that's something that is duplicatable, because everyone can do that. Everyone can just talk to another human being in person, and it creates a more personal experience. When that person sees their online, they're like, wow, I know that person in person. So it's like the online is more powerful, but you do the warm marketing because it gives you so much credibility online. If you have a team in your area that you're hanging out with, that you're having a couple of home events with, that you took some photos and videos of, you put that out online, yeah, you can leverage that, and you can do the webinars, you can do those things. But some people, they need to see that you're still like a real person talking to real people, that you're actually a people person too, not just on the internet. And that shows them that, wow, yeah, the webinar is cool because I'm not there, but if I was in his area, it's cool to see that he does it in person as well. So I would say you want to do both, but depending on, who your prospects are right now, you do whatever's convenient to them. But you do want to try to find a local team. You do want to try to cold market in your area and find a couple people, warm market some people you knew from high school who live in your area that so that way you do have that credibility of having a personal team in person at your
Yeah.
to people and Wake Up Now, that attracts a lot of people to it. Just meeting up and taking a quick photo, even if you're only with us for 5 minutes, you can post a photo up on social media, and you can keep reposting that all you want, and it's going to show people like, wow, there's a lot of people in this. It's not like you're in this by yourself doing it online. So people want to feel like they're a part of something. So when they see like groups of people, like what Dean was saying, if people say no to the opportunity, number one, they're saying no to the value and the services and the opportunity, but they're also saying no to the culture. Culture is really important. People want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. That's why so many people will follow Kobe Bryant. That's why so many people follow, professional athlete teams, because they feel like they're a part of a culture. They see a lot of people at the bars watching the TV, and they're at home watching it. They're like, wow, we're all watching this together. Even though Kobe Bryant never knows you, and even if he fails, he takes a private jet home, they don't care. They're just a part of something, So it's just like, that's just something that I think it could be nothing but beneficial to your online presence, because the online is definitely very unique, and it's very different for everyone, because a lot of people are just have no idea how it works, and some people know how everything works, but it's hard to know how everything works because the internet's so massive. But webinars are cool, and as long as like I screenshotted us, just screenshotting stuff like this. This is almost very, very similar. I'd say it's 80% of the power as if all of us were in the same room and we took a group photo. It's like, this is like, wow, we all have our own separate lives, but we take time out of our day to just boom, get on the computer and mastermind and connect and collaborate. And that's powerful within itself too. So that's why anytime I do these video chats, I fucking Skype, I screenshot it and I throw it onto Facebook, because it just shows like, wow, these guys they're working, they're connecting with other people, they're working with their team, they're not just doing it by themselves, they're actually, training each other, working together. Everyone gets to put their 2 cents in. It's not just everyone's following one person, we're all following each other, we're all leading each other. So Yeah, that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. One thing too, I mean, I got to get off in a few minutes and get ready for this conference call. One that I really want to leave you guys with, and we can get on again. You know, I'm down to go with you guys anytime, and let's take that. Like, Daniel, you're in Cali too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you not? You're in Cali, right? Dude, that's dope. Yeah, we
Cali.
Yeah, Devin's in Cali, Daniel's in Cali, Chris is in Cali. You guys are all in Cali. I'm about to be in Cali, so we'll meet up in person soon. So it's cool. We'll have this Skype, and then we'll have the personal, and we'll be able to post that. That'll be powerful. It's like, wow, working together online for 3-4 months, and like now we're actually meeting. We're all hanging out in person. Like, it's pretty unreal how internet is changing the way we do business and live our lives. But really, what I learned this business. People don't need to lead with the service. They don't need to lead with the income. They don't need to lead with any opportunity. If they can just lead with following their passion, and people ask them about it, and they tell them that Wake Up Now is helping them. You're doing what you love every day more than the normal person. Can you guys not hear me? Okay, is it good now?
Yeah.
All right. For sure. Yeah. What I was saying is the importance of, utilizing your passion, whatever it is you love to do. We want to make sure everyone on our team is balancing their life. You want to have family time. You want to spend time being you, doing your thing. And you want to also spend a lot of time building your business, because if you just forget your passion and just focus on Wake Up Now all day, you're not being true to yourself. You're not being as happy as you could, because you don't get any more energy from any external things than the natural energy you get when you're following your passion, doing what you love, riding your bike, Devin. When I'm going skiing, I get adrenaline running through my veins, and I get high off of life. Like I'm on cocaine or something, but it's just like natural. It's just my body's endorphins, going off, and like that's something that everyone needs, because it's going to increase their natural energy. And if you can show people, if you can lead with your passion and talk to your friends about it, and then when you bring up Wake Up Now, you tell them that, oh yeah, Wake Up Now is the company that's been helping me follow my passion, giving me that time freedom. That's like something that's immediately going to attract to them. And you don't need much credibility to do that. It's like you can just do that in the beginning, even when you're not making anything. But you could be like, yeah, I already know I'm planning ahead, because this company, man, it's going to give me that extra time freedom to actually finally travel and go, snowboard in other countries. Whatever it is, everyone's got different passions. So we want to make sure everyone's not trying to be someone who they aren't. We want to make sure everyone's being themselves, because you can make a lot of money and you could not be happy. That's how a majority of rich people are. They're making a lot of money, but they're not truly happy. Because there's good and bad ways to make money. So we want to teach people how to be happy and earn income, and that's very rare, and that's something that we're really trying to duplicate. I mean, that's just something that Anthony Burns is going to bring to Wake Up Now. He's going to teach everyone how to be happy and follow their passion, and then Wake Up Now is going to just help everyone make a lot of money and retire, so people are going to truly be happy, because you can make a lot of money and you could be putting out a front, not really being who you really feel like you want to be, and it's going to be a hollow victory. So that's why really stressing that to people. It's going to keep people motivated. I mean, it's like, you just feel good every day if you're able to go out there and just release those endorphins and get out there and promote that and do what you love. So, and get better at what you love. But while you're getting better at Wake Up Now, I mean, it's going to do nothing but benefit you. So, yeah, we should definitely try to do a webinar though, Chris. I mean, I know last time I talked about with you, it was like a couple months ago, but I'm down to hop on it with you, and we could record it. And I mean, I think it'd be good. No one's really done a webinar, even in Wake Up Now. I don't see many people. I know Brandon Boyd does them very, very rarely. So I mean, I think that's a huge thing that people haven't really been looking at. It's live. They'll see all of our faces. It's more powerful than a conference call. So I think that could definitely be good. Plus, the recording could be powerful, because then people will see our faces and they'll see all the people on the call that they missed, and it's just like there's a lot of credibility there. So, yeah.
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 Maybe I do, but I don't really know it by that name.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome, man. I think it's a really good idea for sure. And I mean, I'm down to experiment, man. I mean, if anything, it'll be a learning experience. I think it'll work out great, though. I mean, instead of using Brandon's, I've looked into Solution One, and I mean, I've talked to Brandon about it, and it's just like that's not something that he invested a lot of time into. It was just that guy that he got on just kind of threw it all together for him, and Brandon was like, "Yeah, sure, you can put my face on it." So it's not really something that it was a really huge thing that he was all. That's why we don't promote it all the time, but yeah, for the most part, man, I definitely think that could work out, especially right now with the like Wake Up Now. I think it's different right now, but when we checked it like a week ago, Wake Up Now is the top 3,000 website searched on the World Wide Web. So there's a lot of online traffic going to it. So with all that online traffic, using a webinar would make a lot more sense. It's just like a huge virtual home event. And if that's where all the online traffic is Wake Up Now is the number 3,000, 4,000 top websites in the internet. While you look at Avon and Amway, they're $10 billion a year, but they're only the top 10. We're literally a third closer to the top. That's just something that I think it's a part of the trend. People like online shopping. People will also like online events and online business webinars. It's just like it does make a lot of sense. Yeah, texting and driving. Yeah, because building the team there is going to just add so much credibility online, just so people know it's like, you're not just behind the computer all the time. You're getting out there and you're talking to people and all that stuff. That definitely adds a lot of credibility to it. So, yeah.
All right.
But I'm going to get off and get on this opportunity call. I put the info right below if you guys want to listen in. Savage Jones, I mean, that guy, he duplicated really fast. So, I mean, he's definitely been putting in a lot of work, man. That guy's a monster. So it should be a good call. And, even if you guys don't have any prospects on it, maybe you'll learn something out of it. Just different way to pitch it. I've been changing the way I pitch the company. So that's something that you guys can definitely take away, in terms of how you explain it to people. So, yeah, I mean, just a few key trends that I'd like to touch on that really relates it to people. It's all about finding that common ground and, really trying to relate it to them. So, yeah, man, it was good talking. Congrats again on, F3, Daniel. I want to mastermind with you again from the start. That way we can see how we can connect with your 12 people and get them to duplicate. So we can see how close we can get all three of you guys to founder for this month. And that's kind of the purpose of this. We can talk very, very recently. I mean, I'll be in Cali in about a week. So,
I'll be sleeping outside your door, Darren.
I'm so jealous of Brandon. He's just there, just chilling at our house by himself. I'm just like, God, jeez. So jealous. But I'll wait patiently, man. Miami will be fun, so I'm not complaining.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, of course, guys. Yeah. Let's get on this thing again in the next couple of days. I'm flying to Florida on Saturday, so that's like a good 12 hours of flying. So that whole day I'll be out, but maybe Sunday, Monday, sometime while I'm out in Florida, we can connect when I'm actually ahead of you guys, time zone wise, and we'll get on in the morning or something.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, have a good night. I'll
Thanks
talk
a lot,
to you guys soon. Keep up the great work.